Good day, everyone. Let's get into once more Artawari, Mask of the Mono, Mask of Truth. Where we left off, we just. I better turn this down. We just held off. We saved Kiru from and the elites of Ashto. You saved him while he was leading the elites and their family members from the capital, from the pursuit group. And now we're back at Inuyakamu. I was doing free battles because this opened up. Yeah, we would get all these. This is the fight. Buniak. We can have a couple. Let's do this battle. I want to get Cone up the level. I don't really need it if they do the same thing as they did last time. But yeah, Audi. Let's do Cone, and then let's give. Okay, who do I want to use? Let's do Jekwat. Let's give him more attack fighting chances. And then we pull you back. And then we run you forward. Aster, yeah, Aster. Good. I can't heal, so. Got 75 heal, that's nice. Got critical on it. And then he summons. And he levels up. Good. Guru has learned the action chain. Matsusaki. Power of the Earth God, shield me with your armor, raise defense within. Okay, that's his defensive one. Oh. Let's move here.
するのは誰なのです。いざ参ります。
Yeah, let's just do that one. Yeah, nice. Got both of them.
いかがですか、主様。
切り伏せる。ほら、さい。やったか。
We got their cone.
どうだ、射抜く。
And you going after Oster.
まだか。貫く。逃がさないぜ。
Run you forward.
早く終わらせないと。
And you do your your powerful shot. Let's move you up here. Yeah, he countered.
よし。
もう絶対に
Have you attack.
着火。
Finish him off.
燃やし尽くすです。
見てろよ。
God dang, got critical. Gonna have to get her healed up.
射抜く。
And you went after her again. Oh, I forgot. I should take that item off of her.
倒せる敵から。 気が抜けない。
That makes them all come to him.
ご命令ください。
Or attack.
どうぞ。凍てつき焼き取られて。
No, it does have a bonus that gives her experience.
活躍した。見ていただけましたか。
Move you forward now.
ここは任せるじゃない。
You forward.
串刺しにする。
You run after him. Got hit.
浅いか。
どう戦おうか。
You don't have the long range, do you yet? No, you don't have your others. Just wait for now. Should have just moved them forward. Though I could have used. Good. Let's get you here. Okay, he's on the move. I finish you off. Is what I would. Get rid of the bow. Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen.
躍した見ていただけましたか
In favor. All perfect criticals.
まだ問題ありません
Let's just stay where you are.
打って出るか
You gotta heal him when he doesn't need it.
癒しよこれでいい
切られたいのはドイツだい
Have you go forward.
時間はかけない 手近なやつから
Here, heal him.
癒しよ楽になったか
Nice critical. Not much heal, but still something for him. Her. Let's move forward.
絶対に接合復元
There, you're full.
無茶をしないでほしいのです
思い知るがいいであ
Okay,
り
he's
ます
summoning
出番か者ども測るであります
and attack.
今こそ突撃の時見よ我が勇士
Actually, would he be better? I would have to give him a lot more defense. Put that attack because he's got the quick rebound, so which means he would be able to go through his turns faster. Because each time he's attacked, but he has to have a lot of defense. I think to really work it off. I'm gonna try that out. I'm gonna reset up once this fight's done. Try it out next fight. Who's going next? Cone, Jacobel. So Jacobel can get rid of. He's still okay. Spearman's way back there. It's the two mages and Bonnie. So Cone. The twins could take out the spearmen. Yeah, we'll go after the mage. Start whittling away at you. Actually, if I do this... Will that not hit the mage? No, it won't hit. Maybe it will. Now let's just do this way. Level up. Okay, all his health is full now.
時間はかけない
悪く思うなよ
What was that? Astro.
どれを狙うか
You gotta get healed.
この札で
ご命令ください
Yeah, they can take out this dude.
動きは停止
Zone of control. Gonna heal himself. But yeah, I want to see what that achievement is.
楽になったか
Successfully execute criticals 200 times. Okay. No. First favorite, good. Who's going next? It's him. Then I'm gonna get rid of the archer. Let's move you over here. He's summoning. Come on, let's get a critic on you. No. Oh well. I'm gonna have to move you over here. Let's just finish you off. Okay. Level up, nice. Zone of control. Probably gonna heal himself. Oh, no, she's attacking. Let's... Okay, good. Got those two. Summoned spearmen also in that attack. And they leveled up good. Urasara have learned the skill Visage of the Abyss. Greatly reduces physical damage and summons a moth. Oh. What's a moth? That sounds intriguing. A new skill for him. She's going overzeal mode. Get you over here. Yeah. Get some poison in.
く終わらせない
And
と
you get hit with the...
当たれやったかな
主様のために
This is nothing to me. Well, バイバイ。
ありえないのであります
Just hold on now.
主様のために怪我はない主様の
Victory.
我らが癒します
Okay, so all we're not getting experience if we fight in the battle because we already fought this. So there's no bonus experience points, but we're getting bonus points for that fighting. Okay, let's end it. Now, before we do that, I'm going to do the change of equipment. Where's Cone? Oh, I can only do it if she's in battle. Okay. I'll try to remember next time. No, that's not what I wanted. What did I have on them? Thing? Guarding? See if I have anything else that might be better. Don't want that. Movement. Oh yeah, those. Was it move? Yeah, I want a movement, wasn't it? Well, they can move around more. Let's just add the points. Got 15 points here. Let's do. Yeah, we're just gonna do the. Give them more defense because I want to try it out. More life. Yeah, more defense. I think would work. Eat awesome. He doesn't have rebound though. Let's just do it. The story. Ultimately, we were able to push back the pursuers from the capital. With Guru and his group at our side, we victorious marched back to Ine-Akamo. Guru wanted to see Aji himself, so we made the guest lounge one of our first destinations after returning. And you?
姫殿下、キュール、ただいま戻りました。
Your Highness, your servant Kiru has returned to your side. Kiru quietly bows his head and accepts Anju's trembling, outstretched hand.
再び拝謁が叶い、感激の極みです。
It does my heart good to see your face again, Your Highness. Aji replies only with a smile, silent smile. Kiru. He puts on a brave face, but I can see Kiru struggles not to let his shoulders hitch. He most likely already knew, but actually seeing Aji in this condition must be disturbing him deeply. As though to confront him, Arawaji cuts in.
キュールよ、思い詰めるでない。
Kiru, do not torment yourself for things you cannot control.
そなたはよくやった。
You have done well.
我が孫ながら誇りに思うぞ。
You have done well. Today, I am proud to call you grandson.
姫殿下をお救いしたばかりか。この絵集をも縁中無意まで導いてきたのだ。
Not only did you save Her Highness's life, but you secured Oster's elite and brought them safely here to Iniakamu. Kiru shakes his head.
いえ、とんでもありません。すべては兄上をはじめ、皆さんの力があればこそ、私一人がその功を誇るなどと。
He has too much humility in him. He needs a little bit more pride in himself. No, I can't take credit for this. Only my honored brother's planning and my comrades won us today. Kiru, enough. You judge yourself far too harshly. I find your presence to be a reassuring one. I hope you know. That is why I trusted leadership of elites to you. Surely you aren't telling me that I choose the wrong man for the job.
兄上。
Brother,
しかし、これは幸先がいいな。キュールがこの絵師を連れてきてくれたおかげで、我らが道は明るいぞ。
Still, things are shaking out well. With the elites here, thanks to Kiru, the future is looking much brighter.
いえ、楽観視はできないのです。
No, we cannot allow ourselves optimism. Nico is right. The gap between our military strength and the capital isn't so easily closed.
とはいえ、あっちはあっちで、まだ大混乱なんじゃないの？
But they're all still up in a frenzy over there, yeah?
あんな騒動があったのだ。姫殿下が行方をくらましたことは、すぐに知れ渡ろう。
Indeed, I can't imagine it'll calm down soon, with the word of a coup attempt spreading.
いっぱいいっぱい暴れたもんな。
We really gave him what for back there, didn't we?
権力の空白。
But a vacuum of power remains.
有力な後継者がいない現状では混乱が継続していると考えられます。
Without a viable successor, widespread confusion and disorder are likely to continue.
ところが、そういうわけでもないようでして。
Yes, well, admittedly, not the case, I'm afraid.
奥義さん。
Ogi? Did something happen?
それはキュールさんから聞いていただけると。
It's best, perhaps, that you hear it from Kiru.
私からですか？
From me? We may as well, while you're here. Her Highness and His Grace will bear witness to your words. What happened to the pure Captain Kiru?
わかりました。それでは。
I understand. My report, then. Kiru takes a deep, calming breath, then begins to relay his experience.
一体どこから話したらいいのか。そうですね。あれは兄上たちが帝都を出られた後のことです。
Where should I start? After you all left the city, I guess.
ブライム、テートから逃げ去ったにゃもんか。どうやらこのわしの眼光に恐れをなしたと見えるにゃも。
Humph. So that coward Virai has fled the capital, clearly intimidated into retreat by my ferocious battle glare.
まったくあの男、三千狼藉を働きよって、ただでは済ませんにゃも。
That muscle-bound cretin. I cannot let him get away and expect to save face. No, no. Large shadow passes over General Dico Pompo as he continues muttering to himself.
デコポンポ。
Dico Pompo.
あ、何やも。
Yeah, what is it now? Yeah. The Imperial Guard, Mikazuchi, wraps powerful fingers around Dico Pompo's neck and lifts.
姫殿下が未だ姿をお見せにならぬ。
Her Highness has yet to show herself.
宮廷内をどれほど探してもお会いすることが叶わぬ。
I have canvassed the palace in its entirety. She is nowhere to be found.
あのウォシスですら行方を知らぬという。
And if my intelligence was right, Wuxi has gone to ground as well.
なのに、思えば貴様、妙なことを抜かしていたな。
And the more I consider it, I seem to recall something strange you said.
何をするがも、三日じゃ。
Whoa, Mizuki, what are you doing? Let go. Mizuki only tightens his iron grasp.
姫殿下がご寝所にいらっしゃらなかっただと
What was it you said, Diko Pampo, about someone not in her bed chambers?
貴様の妄言など取り合うつもりはなかったが本当のことを言え
I had no intention of listening to your petty delusions, but if you know something, then I would have it. Words, Kerr, now.
そうにゃもわしは確かに見たにゃも
Yes,
ご寝所はものけの殻で
that's what I saw. Her bedroom, completely empty.
そうか
I see.
ではすでに何者かが姫殿下を
Then someone already taken her?
そうにゃもじゃからこの手を離すにゃも
That's right. Now, please, I really can't breathe.
この後に及んでまだ抜かすかまさか斧がしでかしたことを忘れたわけではあるまいな
So, you yet retain the nerve to lie to my face, Diko Pampo. Or are you so ignorant that you don't realize the offense you committed? Yeah?
貴様ごときが恐れ多くも姫殿下のご寝所に土足で踏み込みやがったが
Do you mean to tell me vermin like you trod into Her Highness's own bedchambers uninvited? Diko Pampo's produces an uncovered heavy thud as it impacts the ground.
ゲスめが貴様など切り捨てる価値もない刃が汚れるわ
Vermin tried and true, then. I wouldn't dare insult my blade by dirtying it on your flesh. Hmm?
これは一対一でおじゃる
Alas, alas, catastrophe.
何事であるか
What is it now?
門の外で控えていた連中が中になだれ込んできたんでおじゃるよ
The troops, the host that rest we beheld at the gate, is unleashed upon the city. What?
まずいでおじゃるあれだけの数にいっぺんに入ってこられたら混乱は避けられないでおじゃるよ
A legion has poured forth into the streets, scored upon scores of men. Oh, Lactary, this is more horde than army. What?
このままでは帝都の中で兵同士の衝突が始まってしまうでおじゃるよ
For mercy's sakes, Zara, wouldn't those see the capital itself hoist the riot? Taking his giant sword in one hand, Mikazuchi scoffs, then adopts a combat stance.
この程度で騒乱を起こそうとはなどいつもこいつも命が惜しくないと見える
Attempting to incite a riot in the very city I patrol. These fools value their lives less than I thought. Mikazuchi's building rage boils over, manifesting as lightning. Blue, white bolts and flashes of ionize the very air surrounding it around his body. He's
これは計画通りではありますがここまで効果てきめんとはいやはや
well, that's a touch further than I thought if he might go.
どうするんですかこれ
What are we going to do? We have to do something about that, don't we?
さて
I don't know.
さてって
You don't know?
まあ原因を作った身としては少々責任を感じないでもありませんがもはや我々にはどうすることもできませんので
I mean, certainly I feel a modicum of responsibility. But look in front of you. Neither you nor I fitter that storm.
諦めて成り行きを見守るだけですね
Best we remain uninvolved and see how the pieces fall.
そんな
No way! Even More so than the riot's shoulders, Kiryu begins to panic. But before he can do anything, a thunderous voice resounds through the city. Silence!
おや
Oh, that's Rico. Or Ryoko.
そんなどうして
No way. How could that be?
どうしてあの方が
How could she be here? A fake princess, I bet you.
静まれい姫殿下の御前であるぞ
I said silence! You stand in the presence of Her Imperial Highness.
姫殿下
It's Her Highness.
ご無事でおじゃりましたか。
Oh, she's outlived.
皆にはいらぬ心配をさせたようじゃな。だが世はこの通り、ここにおる。
We have given you all much cause for worry, but as you can see, we are unharmed.
ですがご神地を離れ今までいずこに
What? Your bedchambers when we...
下郎が姫殿下の御前である控えおろう
Impudence! It is customary to bow before your liege, is it not? Ah! At Raiko's approach, the assembly soldiers and officers throw down their weapons, kneeling abruptly. The square goes all but silent. Raiko, satisfied with the belt, nods and turns on his heels ways. Ow.
さあ姫殿下かの者たちにお言葉を
Now, your highness, speak unto your people. We are here to listen and to serve. Aji nods, then raises a quilling hand, softening the remaining murmurs of the crowd.
聞くのじゃ。我が愛おしき民よ。汝らの不安、世にも痛く伝わっておる。
Our beloved subjects, your anxieties, your worries, they are known to us. We feel them deeply.
ヤマトを築き、ヤマトを育み、そしてヤマトを守ってきたのは他ならぬ我がお父上、帝なのじゃからな。
And they are not without bias. The man who built and nurtured Yamato, our beloved father, the Mikado, has passed from this realm.
帝がおられれば何も恐れるものはなかった。ヤマトの未来は光に包まれていた。
Under her sacred wing, we were happy and safe, sheltered from the dangers of the world.
じゃが、帝がお隠れになった。その光が失われた今、
But now he has
戦の困難が我らに襲いかかることだろう。
but now he has gone. Without his sheltering light, we are all parentless.
再びこの地に異教の蛮族どもが押し寄せてくるやもしれぬ。
Foreign barbarians may strike at us in this time of grief.
そればかりか、このヤマトの中にも世に弓引き、ヤマトを手中に収めんと目論む不届き者が現れるやもしれぬ。
The enemies of the throne may arise, even from within Yamato itself, seeking to take our seat.
その時、ヤマトはいかなることになるか。今まで誰一人として考えたことがなかったことじゃ。故に、先が見えず不安に思うのは当然じゃ。
And we hear our people crying out, "What will become of Yamato?" For none could have known our guiding light would someday be extinguished.
じゃが、そのような不安は今この場で捨て去るといい。なぜなら、新たな光はここにおるからじゃ。
But we say to you, discard your anxiety. From the shadows a new light springs.
世は断じてそのような輩に屈したりはせぬ。
And our light will never go out. This we swear.
誓おう。世は父の意志を継ぎ、新たな帝となる。そしてこのヤマトに、永遠の平穏と栄華をもたらそうぞ。
Listen well, Yamato. I am Aju, daughter to the great Mikado, divine scorn of this empire, and I vow to bring Yamato's peace, safety, and prosperity.
世はそのために、汝らの力を求む。世のもとに集い、共に新たなヤマトを築くのじゃ。
So, lend us your strength. Together, Let us gather and forge from these ashes a new Yamato. The ear-piercing cheer of approval goes up, resounding through the city square. Voices cry out over the din in praise of their new Mikado. Your Highness!
いつの間にかあんなにご立派になられて。マロは感激でおじゃる。
I'll faith it is to make poor Maru fared your heart swell with joy. To see her thus will come with radiant awe, such majesty. He knows it's a fake. The way, because he was a lot closer to her than.
おい、ちょっと待つじゃない。今なんて言った。
Hey now.
姫殿下。
Hey now. Back up. Yeah. Did you say Her Highness? But Princess Aju is.
ここに確かに。
She's right here. Ripple of shock passes through the group at the revelation, and at its implications, Aju, reeling, can only produce a strained groan. Aruija, meanwhile, sinks deeply into chair as his thought seems to swirl.
そうであるか。帝都に姫殿下の姿が。
I see. So, Her Highness has been seen in the capital.
ですが、あれは間違いなく偽物です。ここにおわす方こそ本物の。
But that has to be an imposter. The real princess is right here.
それは分かっておる。他ならぬお一人が報じているお方だ。
I know that.
今さら疑ったりなどするものか。
I know that. Oster himself serves her, and I have no reason to suspect a fraud.
だが、元より姫殿下を傀儡に仕立てようとしていたのだ。
But we know, now, that there is a puppet master, someone wishing to make of Her Highness's divine blood their own claim to the throne.
そのような不尊を目論むものならば、偽物を立てるくらい平気で行うであろうな。
Someone so audacious as that, well, I imagine an imposter princess was their natural recourse. Arwaji speaks his thought plainly for everyone in the room to hear.
そして問題なのは、それを他の発注省の方々が受け入れたということです。
The problem, I think, is less the puppeteer and more the puppets at this juncture. The remaining pillars have accepted this, double as genuine. Have they not realized it, or...
おいおい、嫌な予感がするじゃない。
Yikes. That gives everyone else a bad feeling. Hiko Pampo, sure, you could fool him. But the others? The ones who serve her directly? Something else is on here. The pillars have some kind of mutual stake in the false Aju, and the puppet master is tugging all their strings. That's not to mention how quickly they were able to produce the fake, like the plan was all ready to go, primed at the word of the Mikado's death. So the mastermind already had the double prepared. If he's the one who's weaving the web, one wrong move could mean the end of for us. Would the people even accept a real princess who can't so much as speak, or sit up in bed? This puppet master might have even planned this much. If we go public with our cause, worst case scenario, the people could see us as frauds. They're the great empire. We're the mountain hicks making noise about some royal conspiracy. Ini Akamu loses that fight. Not to mention most actual fights. We're still outskilled and outnumbered. Gripes, what do I do with this? What can I do? Our opinions are limited until Aju's throat starts healing. We need to get her treated. Aju's distressed eyes locked with my own, and I snap back to alertness from my haze of thought. I mustn't let my worry show on my face. I can't let that happen but round her. Gently and gingerly, I kneel beside Aju's bed and take her hand in mine. Please, be at ease, princess. If scoundrels intended to use your name for their own ends, I'll see them punished and driven out of your city, I promise. Aju's eyes water with relief at the reassurance. Now, I think we're we've bothered Her Highness with state matters enough for one day.
けど
Sure thing, but let us continue elsewhere. I have something I'd like to discuss.
なるほど。
Very
わかりま
well.
した。
Nico, I leave Her Highness to you.
わかりましたです。
Understand. Leaving Anju's room behind, I lead everyone to my office and shut the door behind us. So, with Kiryu's debriefing, we stand on unstable ground. The task is no longer simply carving Her Highness's path back to her seat of power and hoping that resolves the conflict. From here on, any action that goes against the capital's lies will see us branded traitors for certain. Until the rightful princess is restored, we must consider the entire empire a potential enemies. So, should anyone in this room have the reason to doubt Her Highness as the rightful claimant? Or should everyone wish to denounce my appointment as general under her authority? I remind you of your freedom to leave. If even a single doubt remains, I ask that you excuse yourself now. It would be best for us all. I pause to survey the room, and to my relief, not a single person so much as twitches. In Her Highness's stead, I thank you for your service to the throne. I promise you, I will see these schemers in the capital castle, and Her Highness will be restored to her rightful place. And when that comes to pass, you will be all rewarded with whatever you wish.
望みのものだって
Whatever we wish. Indeed, it is Her Highness' will that those who remain at her side in a difficult time be handsomely rewarded. So, Norsey.
皆まで言うな。我らの答えは最初から変わらない。姫殿下のため、最後の最後まで運命を共にするとな。
You don't have to say it again. Our answer hasn't changed. For the princess's sake, we're with you.
だが勘違いするな。褒美に目がくらんだわけではない。いい女というものは忠義のために動くものだからな。
And don't get me wrong, I'm not letting the reward cloud my judgment. A good woman knows exactly where her loyalties lie.
僕はそんな姉上についていくまでです。とはいえ、オシトルさんの行為を目にするつもりもありません。
Where my sister leads, I shall follow. If it means receiving your generosity, I suppose I have little reason to refuse.
報酬のほど期待していますよ。
I look forward to reaping the benefits. With Norsey worked up and Augie considering his future wealth, I give them each a weary smile. I get the sense Augie's judging me based on what I give him. That really doesn't come as a shock. And Lady Ruthie, what do you wish for?
私はこれといって何も
I don't want anything, actually. Humble of you, but now is not the time to be shy. My lady, speak your desires.
いいえ、アンジュ様にお仕えするのは当然ですし、皆さんと一緒にいられれば、私はそれで。
No, I mean it. Simple. Being with you all and helping Princess Aji, that's reward enough. I see. Well, if you could think of something more concrete, tell me anytime.
はい。
I will. Audie starts to get her answer before I could even open my mouth.
うちも戦ができるんなら、ご褒美とかいらんしな。
Don't need a reward. Just some good old-fashioned fighting will do me right.
あ、そうや。そんなら、ご褒美の代わりに、ブライ将軍みたいなんといっぱい戦わせてくれるのはどうけ
Oh, maybe. Can I make a request? Can we fight more of those big guys like Vurai? That'll be stellar.
なあなあ、いいけ
Come on, big guys, please. I will think on it. Screw that. I got enough of those monsters for one lifetime, thank you. Next is, I can feel a pair of twins' gazes fixed on me from either of my flanks. Yeah, skipping them.
私たちの希望は
Our desire is moving on. Hiru?
いえ、私も褒美を欲しているわけではありませんので。
I'm not sure I want anything either.
強いて言うならば、対岸がなされた暁には、ヤマトに尽くすお役目をいただき、それまで以上に 姫殿下を支えたいと思います。
Oh, make him the new Imperial Guard of the Right. If anything, I want a position where I can advise Her Highness and serve her more directly. Very well. When she has recovered, I will discuss possibilities with her.
ありがとうございます。兄上。
Thank you, brother. Can't say I expect otherwise from Kuru. Ah well, he can tell me later too. Glasses.
みんなには返しきれない恩があるんでね。報酬なんかなくったって最後まで付き合うつもりなんだが。
Man, I planned on fading out before we got to the whole "you're just words" part. I owe you all too much already.
まあ、具体的に褒美をねだらねえと、旦那のメンツやら他に示しがやら、いろいろあるのは分かってるつもりじゃない？
Still, it'd be rude to refuse Imperial hospitality and all that, yeah.
そうだな。だったら、シノノンと不自由なく暮らせるようにしてほしいって希望を出しておこうかね。
I guess I'll just ask for Xian to live happily and safe. That's enough for me. If I survive this, maybe I can ride along with her. Thank you for your consideration. I will ensure the caretakers are prepared and an estate made ready for the both of you. Jackalot nods, satisfied, and says nothing more. I say that's all my empty promises made, but I don't think I've actually made any I don't intend to keep. No more stupidity. Let's do this. From here on out, this isn't a secret roadside skirmish in the dark anymore. This is war. We're going to take back the Imperial capital. So what is going to be, Puppet Master? What's your next move? At the same time, the expressionist Rico watches on as Bonnet Knight scrapes and bows, nearly kissing the floor. Rico Pampo, his master, is nowhere to be found. The Yes Man and Raiko are the only figures in the room. So, Boiko Nighty. Yes, my lord.
見れば随分なありさまではないか。とても発注省の副官とは思えぬ薄汚れた姿。物乞いかと思ったぞ。
I meant I find you interesting, Oni Knight. Oko I Knight. For a pillar adjunct, you're come to the court dressed in fascinating, pedestrian fashion. If your insight to offers on this matter, I would hear it. This, well, I...
逆賊どもを残らず討ち取るべく、帝都より逃げ出したこの絵衆を追い詰めたのではあります。
Well, I gave chase to the traitorous elites through the night, you understand?
押し取る配下のか？それは喜ばしいことだ。それがまことなら、姫殿下もお喜びになるだろう。
Oster's
しかし、肝心の連中の首が見えんな。
Oster's hanger-ons. This is good. Her Highness will be pleased to know the rebellions were quelled.
首は持ってこなかったのか？落としてきたのか？
But where, pray tell, are their heads? Lost on the way here, I imagine?
それがあと一歩でありましたが、エンナカムイからの援軍によって策が少しばかり狂ってしまい、
Yes. No. I mean, I was this close, you see. But Iniana Akamu's sent reinforcements and... Raiko's eyes bore twin holes in Boko Iniat's head, as icy as the sweat pouring down the unfortunate man's brow. Bokoinante? As though hearing that voice speak his own name with a brief glimpse of eternal torment, One Night rapidly, desperately resumes.
無論、拙者も奮戦したのでありますぞ。ですが、卑怯にもオシトルメは拙者を動揺させ、そのせいで全力を出せず、
Of course, I fought as fiercely as ever, you understand. It was that coward, the traitor, Oster, who won only with his underhanded tactics. Raiko nods graciously to each new impotent excuse. Bonakai failing proceeds.
なるほど。 はいわかった
I see. I believe I understand the situation now.
おお、さすがは来光様。ご理解が早くて助かるであります。
Oh, well perceived, Lord Raiko. Your boundless wisdom inspires. Money, Moki Aniat's sudden bright smile sees the world for only a passing moment.
愚か者めが
Idiot. Eep.
つまり貴様は支援で独断に先走った挙句足手まといを抱えた相手に惨敗しおめおめ逃げ帰ってきたのだな
So, you not only deployed without consulting your commanding officer to satisfy a personal grudge, but lost to a severely handicapped opponent.
あの主にしてこの副官ありか
Like master, like servant, one supposes.
母恋なんてよこのヤマトに無能と下品なものは必要ないそうは思わんか
Woki Nayant, Yamato ill needs the incompetent and vulgar in its upper echelons. Wouldn't you agree?
ヒロにご容赦を。拙者は何でもやりますぞ。何でもご命じくださいではあります。ですから。
I humbly beg my lord's forgiveness. Please, give me any order you wish. I'll do anything.
そうかそこまで絶望するのであればぜひもない
Is that so? Well, if you're so eager to please,
では。
then
貴様の首をはね滞在人として晒し者とする謹んで拝命
I
する
figured he was going to say that. You may serve by allowing me to display your head for all to see after I remove it. Those are your orders.
貴様の首がさらされれば兵どもも震え上がり気を引き締めざるを得まい
When the soldiers see your desiccated skull, they will know the price of failure, and discipline will approve across the board.
新たなヤマトの礎となることを誇りに思いつつディネ牧師へ落ちるといい
You may descend to Dina Borshira, knowing that yours was the grave a new Yamato was built atop. With slow, agonizing purpose, Raiko draws his blade and turns it on Morini Knight.
お待ちください来光殿
A moment, please, Lord Raiko. At the sudden, new voice, Raiko turns his head and scowls.
邪魔立てするかウォシス
Borshi, you dare to interrupt?
いえそんなつもりは
Oh, no, no such intentions. Bushi inclines his head respectfully to Raiko.
ですがここで母恋なんての首を落とせば主であるデコポンポ殿に良くない影響が出るでしょう
But beheading Sir Boko Iniai will ill serve to keep Lord Hikopampo in line. Wouldn't you agree?
ここはむしろデコポンポ殿に恩を売った方がよろしいのではないでしょうか
Better to debit the man than rebuke him, I say.
来光殿は今やこのヤマトを掌握する摂政の身時には寛容さを示し人心を掌握することも必要かと
By law, you are Yamato's regent now, and all must sometimes show leniency to win the hearts of his people, must he not?
確かにあの腰抜けがここで逃げ出しては姫殿下のご意向が疑われるか奴にはせいぜい快く働いてもらわねばならんからな
They're both conniving. Tick. Regrettably, you make a good argument. I maintain this man and his master are vermin, but even vermin can be made tools of progress. Deeply mollified, Raiko reflexes and sheathes his weapon.
行け貴様の顔は当面見たくもない
Be gone. If I see your face again today, it will be too soon.
ほほほ
Yes! Oniaga gives a hurried final ball and then springs to his feet, scurrying from the audience chamber with a bow-legged gant.
主従揃って悪運だけは強いと見える
Hump. Whatever luck it is that blessed that man and his master, it's mighty indeed.
それよりもやはり生き残っていたか
But enough of that. You're alive after all, then, Oster.
いかがするおつもりですこのエシュがオシトル殿に合流したとなると厄介なのでは
What are you planning to do? Separated, Oster and his hounds are manageable and nuisance. Reunited,
確かにこの絵集は忠説に厚く連度も高いがそれだけだ
it is true the elites are loyal and powerful. These points I concede readily, but that is all.
数の優位は動かんそれに我らの信念が奴らに劣るとでも
Our advantage in numbers remains, and shall be our saving grace. Besides, have we not the superior resolve, or do you disagree? Raiko looks at Wushi, who shakes his head with a weary smile.
いえ全く
No, not at all.
奴らは何も見えておらぬただ盲目的に姫殿下を守るだけではこの大和に未来はないというにな
These malcontents lack vision. Blindly clinging to her highness's skirt will not avail Yamato of a better future.
だが俺は俺の信念で大和を守るなすべき対岸のため真に帝なき世界を継ぐために
As regent, I embrace my liege charge for me. This forsaken, godless future he abandoned us to. Mine is a resolve worthy of overcoming it.
はいライコー殿
As you say, Lord Raiko. Deep inside a craggy mountain range, far from the peaks of Iniakimo, into the Uzurasha lets out a weary sigh, heavy sigh. Once she counted herself among the barbarian clans of her home, but its failed invasion of Yamato has displaced her in unfamiliar lands. Strange fate led her to the imperial palace itself, where a benefactor allowed her to stay as a lady of the court. And stranger fate still has led her here, huddled within a remote and desolated cave. Into levels her eyes at the figure across the campfire. Her companion, swaddled in blankets of straw, lay motionless. Into knows his name, and she speaks it to the fire.
浦井将軍
General Vurai. Vurai of the 8 Pillar Generals, warrior of Yamato, slaughter of the ranks upon ranks of Entun's Uzurashan Rashan Kin, and the man who dared to challenge the heavens, tempted to dispose the Imperial Princess Aju in a failed coup after his liege's passing. In a sense, he is Entu's enemy twice over, once for his crimes against her people and again for betraying the court that sheltered her. And here he lies, slumbering defenselessly in her presence. I figured he was still alive. Entu has, so far, spent 10 days in his company. He isn't dead, that much she has confirmed herself, merely submerged in deep, comatose sleep. Another sigh escapes her throat, and she mutters,
どうしてこんなことに
How did it come to this? She calls to mind the events of that fateful day. Entu has traveled far on a whooper back to warn Oster in his flight from the capital of Vurai relentless pursuit. However, where her path leads, the road has fallen away. A suspension bridge over the gorge lies in tatters, hanging down in the chasm into the chasm.
自然に落ちたというわけではないみたいですわね
That doesn't look like it came apart naturally. Shuffling up the edge to inspect it herself, Entu reasons that Oster or Vurai must have cut the bridge supports intentionally. She peers over the cliff and assesses the drop. The cliffside doesn't rise particularly high, but the true danger she determines is the raging speed of water flowing beneath.
一刻を争う時なのに
I can't afford to lose time. She knows that the longer she is delayed here, the further both Oster and Vurai will be, and hesitates only a moment as she compliments the possibility that she may already be too late.
いいえ彼らならうまく逃れているはず
No, they made it out safely. I know they did. Oster and others wouldn't allow themselves to fall to Vurai. They rescued Aju and made a tactical retreat. They must have. That is at least what Entu tells herself.
どこか流れの緩やかなところを探して渡るしか
I need to find some place to cross. Casting all distractions from her mind, Entu remains herself of her purpose, to catch up to the Oster. She begins following the river path. Through a significant detour, she ultimately finds her prize, a shallower, slower flowing section of water.
ここなら渡れる。
This should be a good enough crossing. But just as Entui readies herself to brave the waters,
あれは
what the? Squinting at the odd shape in the river's shadows, she leaps from the water and hurries toward it, face quickly turning pale.
もしご無事ですか？
Sir, are you alright? What she had taken for a boulder, on a closer look, appears to be an enormous, heavy wooden man. With some difficulty, N2 manages to turn him onto his back.
もし
Sir, please wake up. Huh? What? Snap. Eat. Where before it had laid bloody and limped, a trunk-like arm suddenly snaps forward to grab at N2's leg. Now he's got a big scar where the wound where Oster blasted him in through the stomach.
将軍なぜ
General Vurai, why is he?
話しなさい
Hey, let go of me.
まだだ。
Not yet.
まだ終わらぬ。
I'm not done.
我が拳、まだ砕けておらぬぞ。
My fist is not so easily broken. Roar.
おしたれ！我はまだここにいるぞ！
Oster, I'm still here, coward. Vurai's mammoth hand tightens around Inutui's ankle in his struggle to find a solid hold, squeezing to the point of pain and yanking powerfully.
話しなさい話しなさい
Let go of me! Try as she might to free herself from Vurai's grip, Intui cannot budge her trapped leg, just as all seems lost, however. He goes unconscious again. Huh? No sooner than Vurai climbs to his feet does he begin to wobble unsteadily. Yeah? Then all at once his massive form topples and crumbles to the earth, landing with a dull thunk of meat against the wet riverbank.
まさか
Is he
死んで
dead? Her leg freed, Entui hastily approaches the fallen pillar's prone body. By a stroke of luck, whether good or ill, Entui can't bring herself to the side. Vurai still seems to draw ragged breaths. Only after she confirms this does she finally allow herself to collapse to her knees, shaken.
一体何が
What happened here? Thinking back to it, Entui reflects. She ought to have left him there. Instead, she carried him by Whopper all the way to this very cave, for reasons even she wasn't fully certain of. The area would be relatively safe, she reasoned, as no sign of battle graced the site where she found Vurai. He must have fallen to the river elsewhere and been carried downstream, which means the other must have avoided or bested him and are safe. Entui breathes another sigh at the realization, this one of relief. However, she can't help but feel that she's simply traded one giant problem for another.
私はどうすれば
What do I do? Just as her courtly mistress Hanukkah is wanted in the capital, so too has Entui been branded a traitor. The remainder weighs on her shoulders. Even now, she resolves she wants to assure for herself Lady Hanukkah's safety, to return to the aid she was rendered in time of danger and need. Impatient and all too aware of her powerlessness to do anything but wait, Entui's heart boils with quiet frustrations. But this man before her, his needs she can see to. She cannot bring herself to abandon him. The cave she's chosen is well supplied to see to his recovery, positioned near fresh water and groups of small animals to hunt. It's an experience Entui has had before, when her clan fell and holdout regiments were hunted down.
どうして助けたりなんか。
Why did I save him? For the umpteenth time that day, she repeats the question to herself, unable to come up with an answer.
せめて目だけでも覚ましてくれれば。
If he would at least wake up. As though to answer her to her complaint, when her eyes fell on Varai. He stirs for his first time since passing out on the riverbank.
ようやく気づいて。
You're finally awake? Buster! Hey! The wounded general springs to his feet and seizes Entui's shoulder, slamming her against the cave wall. Though she tries to struggle and squirm her way out of his iron grip, Entui's much smaller limbs are like a doll's before Varai's strength. Just as she's certain her shoulders are going to snap and cave in under the pressure, Varai abruptly releases her. He levels a deep, scrutinizing glare at her face and speaks. Who are you? Roaring out from the narrow space Varai had trapped her in, Entui replies.
私はエントゥはあなたは瀕死の様子で川べりに倒れていたのです。
I am called Entui. I found you unconscious in the river. Stepping back, Varai takes a moment to regard his own body, seeming to realize his wounds have been treated and dressed.
ですけどその様子だと大丈夫そうですね。
But you will recover with time.
あなたはブライ将軍ですね。
You are General Varai, are you not? You know me?
このヤマトにあなたを知らない人など。
There's no one in Yamato who doesn't know your name. Your face is not a Yamatan, girl. Varai squints, seemingly trying to place her ethnicity, then nods in apparent satisfaction. I see. A daughter of Yuz Russia.
クソ虫に情けをかけられたとは我も落ちるところまで落ちたか。
To think I have fallen so low as to accept the charity of vultures.
だが下せぬ。何故に首を取らぬ。我が首、千金すら凌駕しよう。
Explain something to me, small Uzarishan girl. Why have you not taken my head? Some would reward you in mountains of gold for the trophy. Varai smiles furiously, but the bold, even bizarre quality that typically characterizes his speech is greatly diminished, almost distant.
10日も昏睡していた者の首を落としても何の誇りにもなりません。
There is no honor in taking a head that's been asleep for the last 10 days.
ほう。
Oh?
貴様、ただの娘子ではないな。
Not just some whiff of the wasteland, then. He attempts to approach her again, but his wounded body betrays him. He stumbles and falls to the ground heavily.
まだ動かぬ方が身のためです。傷は塞がっても何か体に入れないことには。
You shouldn't move around so much. And you should eat something sooner than later.
どのような下心があるか知らぬが、我が身可愛ければ、小賢しい真似はせぬことだ。
I know not your ultimate motives, girl, but hear me. If you try anything, you'll pay in blood.
下心などある。
I do not have alternative motives. Entui cuts herself off before she can complete the sentence. Varai, prone on the cane floor, stares flatly into the fire.
お待ちなさい。何か食べ物を。
Just wait a while. I'll start some food and...
いらぬ。
No food. I don't need it.
我が望みは一つ。 オシトルの首。
All I need is
それのみ。
all I need is Oster's head.
それが叶うならばこの命、我が全てをアクルカに食らわせてやろうぞ。
When at last I rip his grinning skull from his shoulders, then I will let this Akaruruka take me. It yearns to consume. That girl is my fate. Into elite last in science, watching Varai by this crackling fire, which casts a dark reddish glow over his face. Okay. What's this? Okay, let's get to the next event. Ooh, we got the kitchen. This would probably be Ruthie, Audie's room, public square, and Oster's room. Let's do Ruthie, most likely. My throat's getting all dried out. Uru and Sharna are not around? Usually someone's around to make tea. Ah well, some days be like this, I guess. Verify that I am in fact alone. I raise and move to the door. Kitchens are closest. Maybe I can bother Ruthie for some water. Sigh. Ruthie stands vacantly in the middle of the kitchen floor, preoccupied. Must be brooding over something knowing her lately. Lady Ruthie? Lady, is something wrong?
オシトル様。
Huh? Oh, Sir Oster.
ごめんなさい。何かご用でしょうか。
I'm sorry. Do you need something from me? No. I just came in for a drink. You look like something's on your mind, though.
その。
Oh. Is something the matter?
それは。
Well... Ruthie glances away as though weighing whether or not to confide, then opens her mouth to speak.
実は。その。アンジュ様のことなのですが。
It's Princess Aju. Her Highness? Have new symptoms arise? I was told she'd be much better shape than before.
確かに以前と比べるとずいぶん良くなられています。でも。
Yes, she's doing fine. Yes, she's been doing better. It's just... Ruthie looks uncomfortable at a nearby table. Atop it sits a bowl of mostly untouched food, which someone has clearly poked at and returned. It's elaborately presented, far more so than the meals I usually get, which probably means... Is that Her Highness's?
はい。先ほどお持ちしたのですけど、首をお振りになるばかりで食べたくないと。
Yes, I brought it to her just now, but she just kept shaking her head and wouldn't eat anything. She can't get better if she doesn't eat, I think. I get it now.
いろいろと工夫はしてみたんですけど。
I tried everything, but... I see. I thought I had a good handle on where the princess' recovery was at.
アンジュ様のお気持ちはわかるのですが、でもこのまま何もお食べにならないのは。
I understand how she must feel, but if she doesn't eat anything, she'll... You're right, of course. Her recovery is an uphill battle, even with food in her stomach.
よろしければ
Then, if it's okay with you,
もしよろしければオシトル様アンジュ様のお見舞いに行ってあげてもらえませんか
could you pay Princess Aju a visit, Sir Aster? Me?
オシトル様ならアンジュ様の傷ついた心を癒してあげられると思います
I think you're in a better position to heal her wounds than I am.
私ではアンジュ様をお慰めすることができませんでしたから
I wasn't able to comfort her in an end. Ruthie smiles sadly. Aster would be able to heal her, huh? Yeah, if it were him in my place. I should have taken notice of this earlier. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'll go and see her now.
はいよろしくお願いします
Please, I'd like it if you did.
お食事はすぐに作り直しますからせっかくですからアンジュ様のお好きな料理いっぱい入れちゃいます
I'll prepare something else. Some of the prince's favorites, maybe, while I have the opportunity. Ruthie turns to disappear into the depths of the kitchen once more. I'm sure the gesture will touch your heart, Lady Ruthie.
ありがとうございます私にはこのくらいしかできませんから
Thank you very much. This is all I can really do for her, so... Ruthie's lonely smile loses a bit of its sorrowful edge as she settles into her work.
すぐに用意いたしますからちょっとだけ待っててくださいね
If you care to wait, I'll get started making something fresh right away. Your Highness, may I enter? Excuse me then. Your Highness, how are you feeling? She gives, of course, no answer. Aju sits in bed, staring out her window with a gray Melasani. I brought you dinner. I asked for something easy to consume, so I think you'll find the meal pleasing. I present the food Ruthie prepared to Anji. I know, Your Highness. Believe me, I do. But you must eat if you want to recover. Please, eat and get better. I fill my words with as much of that sentimental as I can. But Aji still weakly shakes her head, expressing empty and distant. She doesn't want it, huh? All I can think is that the events at the capital must still be hanging over her head. Poor kid. I can't blame her. Too much has happened. Taking a bowl from the platter in my hands, I move to sit next to Aji, put myself at eye level with her. Highness, please. Even at my third plea, Anju's eyes remain fixed on the window. I'm not leaving this room until she keeps something down. She must eat. Has to eat. She looks her best when she's full of energy anyway. Taking a piece of food in the provided pair of chopsticks, I motion it with it to Anju's mouth. But even that is met with a lack of disapproval and disinterest. This isn't good. Even a luxury meal like this isn't doing anything for her appetite. Fine then. If you won't eat, then I'll tuck it in myself. The desperate line fails to win a response. If I take this back, the kitchen staff are going to throw it out, most likely. I don't want to disrespect Ruthie by making her watch that. Besides, it'd be waste with food this good. Gulp. Alright, Imperial meals get checked for poison. I should do that. Any spy might have tainted our supplies. Yeah, that's it. I should check for that. That is at least what I tell myself as I reach for the bowl of stew. Man, that looks really, really unpoisoned. Yes, that's totally why I'm doing this. Gotta make sure. I continue to repeat that as I pull off the bowl's cover. The scent that wafts up from beneath it quickly treats my nose to a delicious sampling, and Aju's shoulders twitch visibly as she catches some too. The movement grabbed my attention, but she still doesn't seem to be so much as looking at her food. Amazing. I can't believe Ruthie could throw something this delicious together with such limited ingredients. Ruthie really did put her heart into making a meal fit for a princess. Impressed, I reach for the next dish. This one too, just the right balance of salt. With a calculated slip of the tongue, I praise the cooking aloud, moving from dish to dish. At the small, hesitant sound, I pause. When I look up, I find Aju, red and blushing at the realization she'd drawn my attention, clutching at her stomach. Ah, so she is hungry after all. Your Highness, please eat. These dishes were prepared especially with your needs and tastes in mind. Though still red-faced, she appears to nod, faintly inquisitive. Slowly and carefully, I tried to transfer a piece of stewed meat to her mouth with the chopsticks. Vocalizing her embarrassment, Aji neverthelessly opens her mouth to accept the morsel. I can't help but suppress a smile. Small victories. How is it? I have no idea what she's saying, but I think I know by now if she didn't like it. She looks satisfied. This. Following Aji's orders, I help her sample another course of Ruthie's offerings. Feels like I'm a mama bird feeding her chick. Between us, we begin to work out a non-verbal system, and soon every plate is emptied. With a last gentle touch, I wipe Aji's mouth and help her lay back down, then return to leave. I'll be taking my leave then, Your Highness. As I try to exit, however, a tug at my sleeve stops me from moving. Your Highness? Fear and boundless anxiety fills her eyes as she looks up at me. Before I'm entirely certain of what I'm even saying, the words leave my mouth. I'm here, Your Highness, as I have ever been. Rest. Nobody is going to hurt you, I promise. I pat the top of Aji's head, and though she flinches and respies, the exhaustion soon takes her and eases her eyes shut. Only when I'm certain she's fast asleep do I open the door, making my escape quickly and without notice. Now, lots to do. Back to work with me. But first, yeah, I should show Ruthie these empty plates. Oh, the old home. Master's home. Let's go to Audie's next. The castle grounds bustles with soldiers and workers alike. Masses of bodies swarming busily to and fro. Yeah, especially when you like fighting so much. And bored. Audie, laying on her back in the middle of her room, declares her ennui to the world at large. I'm losing my mind over here. Nothing to do. Nothing to fight. This must be a sign from the heavens that it's time to go drink away the humdrum. Audie considers her option as she rolls first one way then the other, flopping on the ground like a limp rag doll. The hell are you talking about? Work you? Is what I'd like to say, but we've discovered firsthand that having Audie in work pipeline just slows everyone else down. I hate to say it, but when it comes to things that aren't bloody savage, Audie is kind of useless. Having a dedicated combat specialist in what's definitely not a combat environment turned out to be a bigger pain than that, I thought. I tried to get her to teach and train up the troops while she was on downtime, but that brought its own suite of problems.
あれオストロはどうした
Huh? Oster, what's with that face? Audie pauses in her aimless rolling about, making eyes at me like a cat who's just identified a new plaything. I can't help but overhear you complaining, that's all.
ぼやきたくもなるえ。こんな退屈なうち耐えられへんもん。
Of course I'm complaining. I don't have any to do. It's killing me here. To death.
うる
Burin floats implacidly beside her, looking as though it has something to add, despite its intimate lack of a mouth. You must have it pretty rough, huh, buddy?
プルプルプルプル
Jiggle, jiggle. I spend a moment commiserating with Audie's faithful, silent familiar as she continues flailing. As though to prevent her chosen prey from escaping, she crawls towards me, a glint of mischief in her eyes.
なあなあオストロは今暇け暇やったら一緒になんかして遊ぼう
Hey, Oster, are you free? Let's do something. Right now, you and me. Let's go out and do a thing. Sorry, I already have plans.
そっか
Oh, phooey. Having sat up to address me, Audie allows herself to flop back to the ground, thwarted.
うち何をしたらいいあそうや
What am I supposed to do then? Oh, there's a tick. I think I know. Her face lights up with a sudden smile, and she springs to her feet abruptly, revitalized. I have nothing but bad feelings about this.
またみんなを鍛えてあげる
I'll train everyone again. That's decided. Yeah, had a feeling she'll say that. Gonna head this one off at the pass. Asked her to train some of the troops once. As it turned out, Audie's former training is more or less indistinguishable from actual combat. It grew not something I should really be throwing my fresh recruits at for a few reasons. The big one being that injuries and enormous morale drop that resulted. Those casualties, but not exactly a miscalculation I care to revisit. Drawn in by Audie's cultish, if you can hit me, you'll get rewarded. Troops immediately sprang to attack, and I watched them fly left and right as she laid them into their ranks. It was a pitiable sight, honestly. She wasn't even trying to lead them on, which is the worst part. All those brave souls, they had no idea what they were getting into. I appreciate the gesture, but the soldiers have their own regiment, and other tasks besides. Let's not risk overloading them.
遠慮しなくてもええんようち今とっても暇やし
Come on. You don't have to be modest. I've got nothing but time on my hands, you know. Please, just no. Modesty has nothing to do with anything right now. Alti twirls a spear and over end, eyeing the nearest window, all but ready to pounce outside and find something to stab. Hey, I said they have a regiment already. Put that thing away.
そっかせっかくやる気になったのに気合いただ下がりやわ
I was getting ready for action over here. Just when I thought I found something. Audie flops back to the floor and resumes her back and forth rolling in dismay. If I leave her like this, she's gonna head off on her own and cause trouble before long. Oh well, nothing for it. We're officially winging this now. I'll make some crap up and see how long it keeps her occupied. Then maybe this. Would you care to come along on patrol with me?
見回り券何もしないよりはマシかな
Patrol? I mean, it's better than nothing. If nothing else, I'd like you to have a grasp of the geographic when the time comes to fight on our own soil.
あそうやったここは海と違うんやし戦の最中に迷子になったら大変や
Oh, I guess you're right. A girl could get herself lost. Not exactly the open ocean up here, is it?
うち退屈すぎて大事なこと忘れとった
I was so bored, I forgot the important stuff.
こうしてはおられへん。さあ、早く行こう。
Alright, patrol time then. We can't patrol sitting here all day now, can we? Audie seizes me by the hand and drags me along before I can get a word in edgewise. Setting off at full tilt.
プルプルプルプル。
Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Ruins trails desperately behind us, jiggling all the way. Easy there. You don't have to hurry so much. The patrol route's not going anywhere.
昔からジェンは急げって言うやないけ。
Best to strike while I'm nice and fired up over. Best to strike when I'm nice and fired up over it, right? Iron's hot and all that. Audie, still holding my hands, only speeds up. Okay. Just don't pull so hard. Of course, there aren't actually that many places to patrol. We start with the castle town square. Huh? Busier than I thought. Residents and uniformed soldiers alike all seem to be pitching in for the war effort. I mean, I was the one who ordered them to, but...
なんや、みんなせわしないな。
Goodness, it's a frenzy out here. Audie looks around, somewhat between bemused and bafflement.
なあなあ、オストルハン。うちは働かなくてもいいのけ？
Hey, Oster, are you super sure I shouldn't be working with everyone? And there's the question I didn't want to answer. Ugh. It's just... Okay, she's willing to work if it's... And if it were anyone else, I'd put her to work. But when she has absolutely zero non-fighting skills, well, there's a right person for every job.
あるな。
That's fair, I suppose. Everyone is working hard to shore up our defenses. Look around you. They're digging moats, reinforcing gates and doors, stockpile in case of a siege.
そっか。それを手伝えばいいんやえ。
I see. So I should be helping them out with that. And you, Audie, are the right person for the job where the arts of war are concerned. I need you on high alert until you're needed. So please, don't stick your nose anywhere else. Did you forget what a disaster your last attempt at helping turned out to be? No, she didn't even notice, come to think of it. She hung around the kitchens and tried to pitch in, and when I went to check up on her, the looks of horror and Ruthie and her staff face are going to be seared in my mind for a long time. What did she even do?
そうは言うけど、それまで何もしないのはみんなに悪いしな。
Oh, I just noticed, Whooper curled up here. Yeah, that's the head, front arms, this tail, tied up to a tree. Alright. Well, I'm gonna feel bad sitting around while everyone else is giving it all.
せっかくやし、またルルヤンのお手伝いをするのもいいかも。
Maybe I'll go help out Ruli again. No, you won't. I need you to stand by for emergencies. There's no doubt in my mind she's trying to do good, but even if I tell her off directly, she's inevitably going to find havoc to wreak. Please, just don't. Please. I would center out the scout around the area. Along with, Ogie maybe? Have them run around. Cause mischief in enemy ranks. Let's go to the public square. Yeah.
次は兵寮の方へ向かうです。
Next is the auxiliary building, barracks. Anyway then. Nico is showing me around the castle grounds. Today we're expecting locations that will become more important during the wartime. With Kuru and Leeds back in hand, I can start seeing to our own offensive capabilities as well as defensive. Cripes, who am I even kidding with all this? I feel like I barely even have time to familiarize myself with anything. Nobody in this country expected any of this to happen in the first place. castle staff are beyond on edge. It's like everyone here is a good shove away from an anxiety attack.
どうかしたですか、兄様。
Dear brother, is something wrong? It's nothing. Damn it, I can't let it show on my face. Focus, you're Oster. Field guard to the right. At Nico's probing, I hastily fix my expression, composing myself just in time for a familiar face to round the corner ahead.
なんだ、オシトルに猫ねか。兄弟仲良く散歩か？
Oh, Oster, Nico. Is it family walk time?
私たちも一緒。
We remain.
我らは主様と一心同体。いついかなる時も離れることはありません。
With Master's own mind and body is our loyal, enmeshed internal. Where he leads, we shall follow furthermore. Did the fact that Norser only called out Nico strike a nerve? The twins are suddenly sandwiching me harder than usual. Hey, you two, enough. Stop. Of course they do nothing of the sort, which earns a dry laugh from Norser.
オシトルもハクと同じで苦労しそうだな。
Seems you're gonna have the same problem Haku did with them, Oster. I very hope... I feverly hope not. Fearfully, I glanced toward Nico. Her mood seems to be worsening by the minute, but then foul moods are nothing new for Nico. She replies bluntly and plainly.
散歩ではないのです。
We are not on a walk. Right, yes, we're in the middle of inspections. Our internal structure seems to be lacking in a few aspects, so I'm building estimates.
そうか。何やら忙しそうだな。
I see. Sounds like an undertaking. As part of the process, if you have something you need, please just say so. I'll do my best to help.
そうか。心遣いはありがたいが、特にここでの生活に不満は。
Is that so? I'm not really sure I have any complaints about life here, but maybe... Is there something?
いや、なんでもないなんでも。これ以上は贅沢というものだからな。
She doesn't have her gambling, I bet you she wants to do. No, I don't think so. It's probably not a good idea to ask it of you right now, if you're busy. I see. If you say so, then...
兄様、そろそろ。
Dear brother, we should go. Yes, of course. Another time then.
しかし、あえて贅沢を言わせてもらうのなら、あれだ。あれ、わかるか？
Cough, cough. But if you insist, one thing has been on my mind. It's that, you know. Ursi gestures as though rolling something invisible between the fingers of one hand. I can't really decipher what that is if you don't elaborate here. Nico, apparently just as lost, tilts her head in bafflement.
つまりだ。なんと言ったらいいか。
She's in debt again.
もう少し潤い？
In other words, I mean, that, right, that, like, what's a good word? Self-enrichment?
そうだ、潤いが欲しいというか、そんな感じだ。
Yeah, that's it. Enrichment, something like that. Enrichment? For a moment, my actual regular speaking voice slips through in my bewildered state. I quickly recover and meet Norser's eyes again. That's a very broad request, you realize.
例えばだ、都にあるような華やかな遊戯ができれば、心に潤いが持てると思わないか？
Well, for example, wouldn't it enrich our spirits if we had some stimulating amusements like back in the capital?
華 やかな遊戯、カルタ遊びとか貝合わせとかです。
Stimulating amusement. You mean like Karata cards or shell matching?
そういうのではなく、もっとこう心躍る遊戯があるだろう。
Not quite. Something a little more exciting, if you catch my meaning. Make it slightly, she repeats the strange gesture with her fingers, and it suddenly clicks in my head. She's mining a roll of the dice.
もしかして賭博です。
Are you talking about gambling?
私は何も賭け事とは言ってないぞ。心の潤いをと言っているのだ。
No, of course not. Where did you get that idea? I never said gambling. Just something.
もっと心が潤うような遊戯をと言っているのだ。
All I'm saying is, it'd be nice to have some kind of enriching game to play. The same difference no matter what words you dress it up in. Now that I think on it, she did spend a lot of time in gambling parlors back then.
それなら将棋はどうです。心が潤うですし、みんな遊んでるですから、相手にもこと書かないですよ。
Sogi is enriching, and its widespread popularity assures you would never want for any opponent. Have you considered picking that one up?
将棋、あれはなんというか。
You should remember she's a ditz. Shogi, I'm not really a fan.
いや、決して苦手だからではないぞ。
Hey, it's not because I'm bad at it or anything.
苦手ではないが、ちょっと刺激が足りないというか、やりたいのはそういう遊びではないというか。
It's just not my kind of game. Like something a little more dynamic. A game that's fast-paced and thrilling, with stakes and punch and... Mercy launches into a speech. Despite neither Nico nor I prompting her, I choose to exercise polite patience and let her finish before I reply. Well, I suppose Shogi was never meant to be a gambler's game.
やはりそういった刺激がないと。
Exactly.
まさか誘導尋問不活な。
Exactly. We need that kind of stimulating shoot, a leading question of all the things to fall for.
兄様、この人本気で言ってるですよ。
Dear brother, has she not realized her pretense is completely blown? I wouldn't be so hard on her.
とにかくちょっとした遊戯場でもあればなと思ったのだ。
At any rate, I was just thinking, we ought to have some place people can go for entertainment. I'm afraid we've little option. There's no law forbidding stakes or betting in Yakumu, but the culture of moderation here is such that there aren't any dedicated parlors.
しかし賭博、遊戯場が全くないとは。
That's exactly it. Not even a single gaming hall. Gaming, yes. Well, there's a similar place where that sort of thing goes on if it's games you're craving.
あるです。よくおじいちゃんたちが利用しているのです。
There is. The elderly use it often.
あれは遊戯場じゃないだろう。もっと違う別の何かだ。
That's not what I'm talking about. That place is something totally different. I understand what you're asking, but it's just not something we have the resources for. I'm sorry.
それは承知している。ちょっと行ってみただけだ。
I know. I just wanted to mention it while it was on my mind. Still, I do sympathize. Next to the metropolitan offerings of the capital, Inuyaki-mu's got these slim pickings for entertainment. As I consider it though, a place for games,
そこまでとは言わない。ただ、目新しさのようなものが欲しいというか。
I'm not asking for anything fancy, just something new, you know, a distraction of some kind. New, huh?
兄様、そろそろ視察に戻らないと。
Dear brother, we still have yet to finish our inspections. Yes, you're right, coming. Nico unstubbornly reminds me of the duty at hand, and I take a step back, disengaging myself from the conversation. I can't stand here and talk all day.
お、どうやら引き止めてしまったか。
Oh, I was interrupted, I see. No, your thoughts are important, Norsey. I will consider your proposal. The gambling parlor definitely is not going to fly, but that enrichment part is worth thinking about. As I mull it over, Norsey breaks into a smile.
ふむ。ならば期待して待ってるぞ。
Then I'll look forward to it, that. Though smiling, as Norsey turns to leave, her tone betrays low expectations. I'll think about that later. Right now, there's work to do. But man, the more I think on it, I never noticed until Norsey mentioned it, but she speaks the truth. Any Yakumu lacks for the pastimes and amusements we've taken for granted before. Moreover, the ones that are popular seem to be fairly simple. Isn't that Inuyakumu's lack of culture? Its culture is just far more aesthetic than its peers' nations, with their popular interests and hobbies.
兄様なら生活が根底から改善されるような技術とただ遊ぶためだけの遊戯
If it were you, would you want mastery of a idle game or a valuable life building skill?
教えてもらえるとしたらどちらの教えを請いたいと思うです
Which would you pick if you could only learn one or the other? Well, the skill of... I get it.
なのです
You see now. My brother mentioned something like this once. He gave out useful technology or teaches people skills as rewards for jobs well done. To accept such a gift, I suppose given the choice, a wise receptive would take useful, widely applicable knowledge over a plaything.
なので帝から賜れた遊戯以外はごく単純なものばかりと言われているです
Precisely. Why things here appear so simple at a glance, the Mikado's relics are at work, yes, but typically not in leisure activities. I see.
それがどうかしたですか
Is something wrong? Just thinking, mostly about what she was saying before that enrichment part.
そうですか
Is that so? Despite her clear disapproval, Nico seems to nod nevertheless.
主様
Master? At the tug on either of my sleeves, I turn to find the twins, both looking unusually eager. No, I'm not gambling with you. You're just going to intentionally lose all your money so you can get away with offering your flesh or something.
見破られた
You knew.
さすがです
Well
主様
perceived, Master. Aye, some things never change, but I guess there's comfort in that too. They're finished. Not my best work, but they'll do. As the light of the next day glares through my window, it falls on the items I spent the night making. A smile in satisfaction, admiration. I actually didn't do too shabby with these. No, not bad at all. In my hand sits several small cards, fanned out to display the various drawings and symbols on them. A voice interrupts my fine quality check.
意外だな。お前がニヤニヤしているなど、能面のような男だと思っていたが。
Well, point me shocked. Stony, grump-faced Oster showing human emotions. I was starting to think that mask was rubbing off on you. Norser, did you need something?
用事というほどでもないが、昨日は何か考えていたみたいだったからな。
Not really. Just thinking about our talk the other day. You left looking like you had some kind of plan brewing, so...
まさか、昨日の今日で何かするとは思ってないが、面白そうだから様子を見に来たというわけだ。
I didn't think you already have something, but I wanted to stop by anyway. Just in case. Well, you came at a good time. I've just put the finishing touches on these.
これを?
What are they? And the cards out again, I offered them to Norsey, who immediately sets about scrutinizing my artwork.
随分と華やかな札だな。カルタにしては札が小さいが。
The colors are very vivid. They're a little small for Karutu cards, though. They're similar to Karutu. They're called Hanafuda. They're for gambling, actually. Oh? Magic word spoken. Dorsey leans in to hear more. Sold from the outset.
ふむふむ、それぞれの絵柄に意味があるのか。
I think I'm starting to get it. So each card has a picture, and different pictures have different values. That's about right. But you don't want to just amass random cards. You're ultimately trying to create a yaku, a combination of specific ones.
なるほど、いろいろな役があるのだな。
I see, and there are all sorts of yaku. And it takes a degree of strategy. You can't just declare koi koi and push blindly ahead without a hand. Here, this one is called Tuskimzikats. By going for broke and aiming for a high-scoring yaku, you can turn the tables even from a losing position.
なるほどなるほど。形勢逆転も。ふむ、なかなか。
I see, I see. So big comebacks are possible. Interesting. By the time I step through all the rules in yaku with her, she's completely hooked on the Hanafuda go koi koi.
よし、では早速始めるぞ。
Alright, let's go then. Dorsey smiles brightly and produces a small bag, her coin purse. Careful now. Surely you aren't going to bet on the outcome of a game you've never played.
当然だ。やはり、やるからには本気でやらねばな。何？ほんの少し。せいぜい今宵の飲み代をかけるくらいだ。
Sure I am. Keeps me on my toes. We could play low stakes, just a night tab for drinks. Yeah, definitely getting the feeling she just wants to gamble. I guess there isn't any harm in low stake games though.
どうやら乗る気になったようだな。ならば尋常に勝負。
Ah, finally giving in then. Let's play. Taking my silence for consent, Dorsey stashes up the deck and begins to deal handful cards. Some hours later, groaning in frustration, Dorsey looks between her hand and the cards between us, seeing another defeat swiftly approaching. I can't say I blame her for feeling fed up after so many losses in a row. She was doing well at first, but she hit a big yaku early and got the wrong idea of how easy it is to assemble them. After losing several times, she started aiming for nothing but high risk, high reward yaku to try and make up the difference. Another win for me. Again? With another decisive yaku, no less. Dorsey's jealousy is palpable.
なぜ勝てない？一体何がいけない？
Why can't I win? What am I doing wrong? I told you, you're banking on the high score in yaku too much. They don't come up as often. Now, are you satisfied?
待て、もう一勝負。もう一勝負だ。
Wait, one more game. It was one more game several games ago.
次こそ最後だ。今度こそ。
This will be the last, I swear. That's not the first time you said that either. Besides, I believe that was the last of your money, wasn't it? What? Hearing that, Dorsey frantically turns her coin purse inside out. Grumple. But all that fall out on the tabletop are flakes of dried dust. What began as betting a night's worth of drinks has become a month's worth. I'm actually a little impressed. Well, like I said, you've only just learned the game. I don't think we have to count tonight's betting.
そのような情けは受けん。それにまだ勝敗が決したわけではない。
No, I'm not taking your pity. I haven't even lost yet. That's definitely up for debate. You don't seem to have anything left to stake. I admire your destiny, but this is just stubborn.
ならば、これでどうだ？
Yeah, Then how about this? Whoop. What did she just throw? Her sash? Dorsey rips off her sash and slams it on the table, eyes wide.
この帯をかける
I bet the sash. What the hell is she thinking? The techniques used to make clothes like Norse's are time intensive. Everything has to be woven and stitched by hand. Getting an entire set of matching clothes together is no small feat. The rich can only buy the clothes outright, of course, but it's still a significant investment. Fabrication process takes a long time. One clothes can be considered representative of one's wealth. Valuable enough clothing can even be used as collateral like this. But yikes, now is not the time for that. Norse's belt is a masterwork, as garments go. The sash part is embroidered with a golden design, an artistic touch, undoubtedly costly. This could be a slippery slope. I remember hearing about how the capital's gambling parlors kicked out stark naked clients who foolishly bet it all. Don't tell me she's one of those compulsive types. Damn it. There's no way I'm going to get through to her at this state, is there? Very well, I'll stake all my wins thus far. We'll both begin with the 20 coins. Winner take all. Is that agreeable?
望むところさあ今度こそ最後の勝負だ
You're on, and this is the last game. For real! Taking herself up, Norsey reaches for the deck and begins to deal once more. Oh, well. I didn't think I'll have to do this, but I guess I'll have to lose on purpose. She's so invested, she's not going to stop until she wins. Nothing I can say right now will change that. Swallowing a sigh, I accept my hand from Norsey and begin to play. This is going to be tricky. If I let up too much, she'll see through me and figure it out I'm throwing the game on purpose, which I doubt she'll like. Gotta keep the margin between the scores narrow. Make sure she finishes with a small lead. That'll do it. And that didn't work out. Man, how the hell did I win up with a Goku by half-assing the whole game? Alright, that's out of the end.
まだだまだ終わってない
Not yet. It's not over yet. But you said it was the last game.
今度はそれをかける次こそ最後だ
There, I'm sticking that now. Let's play. Oi, I'm not even going to say anything. What did she take off this time? I don't really see much difference. Not yet, somehow. Ugh. Why? Why? Oh, she lost her coat. Once. And again.
今のは確実に勝てたはずが
I shouldn't have been able to take that one. Dorsey continues to rapidly lose items of clothing as her defect grow. Defect. Deficient grows. That's not how. Determined to make back her losses fairly. Uh-oh. Now she lost her leggings. Dorsey stares at the fan cards in her hand, flabbergasted. Tense silence passes, and she sits frozen, considered. Then, all at once, she grabs a fistful of her waistcloth and yanks it gruffly off. It's not exactly her squeak, but her cheeks are bright red at all the same. Alright, that's enough. It's only a game. We'll try again another night.
恥ずかしくなどないいい女はこの程度のことでは恥ずかしがらないのだ
I'm not embarrassed. A good woman is poised, graceful, and takes these things in stride. Dorsey makes another of her broad, dogmatic bluffs, fire in her eyes. All she's got left is that under clothing.
生娘でもあるまいし 着物の1枚や2枚どうということないのだ。
I'm not some flustered virgin. Losing a layer or two is nothing to me. Not to put a hole in your argument, but you've kind of down to your last one there.
次こそは絶対に私が勝つ。
This time, I'll win. Look, it's all right. You win. We don't have to keep going.
ふざけるな。勝利とは譲ってもらうものではない。勝ち取るものだ。
Shut up. Victory is never given. It's earned. That'll be a really inspirational quote in literally any other context. Oh. Look, I don't need that. You can put your clothes back on now. Tearful and full of frustration, Norsey hooks her thumb under her last remaining garments, fluidly tearing them off. What?
人の覚悟をそんなのとは何事だ。
How dare you call my resolve that? Oop. The scrap of clothes of Norsey's hands sail across the room and takes me in the face. The lingering body heat makes it only slightly more awkward. That's not what I meant. I meant that I don't exactly have a use for your clothes. What am I supposed to do with this, Norsey?
いかん。このような劇場に流されるなど、いい女のすることではなかった。
So you mean, getting all carried away, letting my emotions run hot like that. It's not becoming of a good woman at all.
そう、いい女たるもの。
That's right, a good woman. Norsey's entire posture seems to shift as she repeats her mantra. She straightens, proudly sticking out her considerable chest.
フォローをまとえど心は錦。
Yes, even dressed in rags, a good woman's heart shines in gold. Like, okay, that's great, but you're not dressed at all, in rags or otherwise.
どうやら少し血が上っていたらしい。おかげで頭が冷えた。
Phew, alright. I think I've cooled down now. Thank you for calming me down. Yeah, there's nothing cool about the situation. In fact, your face is heating up even more than before. Right, yes, you're a very good woman. The best. Now please, if you don't put these back on... I pushed the bundle of garments in my arms onto Norsey's torso, covered her whether she wants to be covered or not.
気遣いは嬉しいが、いい女には意地というものがある。
I appreciate your concern, but a good woman must have pride.
意地を貫き通すために、施しを受けるわけにはいかん。
I can't accept your charity. This isn't charity. This is me having absolutely zero idea what the hell to do with you.
今日はいい勝負だった。次は負けぬからな。
Well played today. I shall return to challenge you again, Hard Shark. You're gonna try again? Where are you go? I still have your clothes. He's going away naked. Before I get a word in edgewise, Norsey storms out of the room in full splendor, leaving her losses in the pile on the floor. She really went out in the buff. Kuru just gets to see the bang, wham, crash. I am very shortly treated to the sound of someone leaping up in shock, hitting the wall, rolling down the steps at a good speed, gliding with the shelf, and failing to avoid the falling vase. But never mind all that. What the hell am I going to do with these? If anyone finds what Norsey left behind in my room, it's going to be a huge misunderstanding, and it's not like I can run after her with them. Second time he won to got her down to the buff. But I'm going to take a little bit of a break. And bathroom and such, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, back. Game's that? Anyway, let's go to Oster's room. Phew. Lady Ruthie, what are you doing?
おしとる様
Oh, Sir Oster.
皆様お忙しそうでお掃除の手も足りないようですから不詳ながら私もお手伝いをと思いまして
Everyone seems so busy, and there aren't really any staff to do it, so I took it on myself to help clean. You see, the work effort is demanding everyone's attention, so thank you for helping on the home front.
はい私で役に立つことがあれば何なりと申し付けください
Yes, if there's anything more I can do, please just tell me. He's still not really looking all that healthy. This could get to be a problem soon. Just remember not to overwork yourself, Lady Ruthie. We need you too much for you to get sick now.
無理などしておりませんから
I'm not overworking myself. I promise.
ただ皆様のお役に立てるなら私はそれで
As long as I can help, I'm alright. Phew, grapes. Decisions to make and mountains of paperwork to review. I turn my back for even a second and it just piles up. I wish I could afford to just take a goddamn break. As soon as my shoulders droop, the twins appear from nowhere, bearing revitalizing tea and massaging hands. If they could just handle the secretarial craft for me instead, that'd be great, but they insist on sticking to this. As I take my break and try to in vain relax, a voice comes at the door.
失礼しますおしとる様はいらっしゃいますか
Excuse me, Sir Oster, are you there? Lady Ruthie, can I help you? At Ruthie's call, I straighten past the twins a nod. They clear the tea set and return to their positions in the shadows, waiting to be beckoned again.
お忙しいところ申し訳ありませんお部屋のお掃除をさせていただければと思いまして
I'm sorry if I'm interrupting. I just thought I'd clean your room, if that's alright.
都合が悪いようでしたらまた後に
I can come back later if you're busy. No, I don't mind. Come in.
はい
Excuse me,
それ
then.
では失礼いたします
Door gently slides open and Ruthie shuffles in with apologetic, almost vacant look.
お邪魔にならないようなるべく気をつけますので
I'll be careful not to disturb you. Don't worry about that. Do as you will. Ruthie silently begins to tidy. As I slowly make my way through the mounds of papers needing my attention, something occurs to me. Ruthie continues work, showing no sign of slowing down. Lady Ruthie?
はい
Yes? That area isn't used often. You don't have to polish it so intensely.
そうですか
Is that so? If you like, I can have the twins assist you.
いいえ
That's alright. Lady Ruthie?
はい
Yes? You know you don't have to do a perfectly exhaustive job.
はい
Yes. So that's not why. Man, I can't get a read on her expressions. It's almost like Ruthie isn't really here, and her body is just being mechanically puppeted along, going through the motions.
お邪魔でしょうか
Am I in the way? No, that's not what I meant. I just can't help but notice you're being very thorough.
自分にできることをしているだけですから
I'm just doing what I can to help. That may be true, but the pace you're keeping, you're gonna plow through the whole castle in one day. You don't have to push yourself. Perhaps a little work each day.
明日が来るとは限りません
There's no guarantee that tomorrow will come.
落ち着かないのです
I feel anxious. Anxious?
はい。手を動かしておりませんと、何かが体の奥からこみ上げてくるような気がして。
Yes. If I don't keep moving or keep myself busy somehow, it's like something inside me is gonna claw its way out.
たった一日、いえ、ほんのわずかな時間でも無意に過ごすことの、例えるなら恐怖でしょうか。
Feeling of living even a single day. No, even a moment in vain. I guess you could call it a kind of dread.
もっと思うままに行動しておけばよかった。
That
そんな後悔はもうしたくないのです。
That regret. I should have acted the way I wanted to. I don't want to feel that ever again. And that's because of the war? Possibility we may not return from the battlefield?
そうお考えいただいても結構ですが。
No. Her regret is not telling Haku that she liked them. If you like.
私の望みはもっと不相応で小さくささやかなものだったのです。
For my reward, Sir Oster, my wish, it's something that's always been beyond my means.
今はどうか気が済むようにさせていただけないでしょうか。お願いいたします。
If it's not too much to ask, please, just allow me to do as I wish. It would help me. If that eases your anxiety, I suppose there's no harm in that. You've always had your freedom, my lady. The halls are yours.
はい。ありがとうございます。
Yes, thank you very much. Now let's go to Oster's home. Mother. At my call, the now familiar woman raises her head, attention roused.
その声押しとるかしら。
That voice. Oster, is that you here? Yes, Mother. I meant to come sooner. I straighten my posture, fall into Oster's solid, firm voice.
今日はどうしたの？お勤めは良いのかしら？
Is everything alright? You should be working, shouldn't you? Ah, that's where Oster got his eyebrows from, was from her. Those V. All is well. While things remain peaceful on the home front, the country has no need of its general.
そんな謙遜を。離れていてもあなたの有名聞き及んでいますよ。
Oh, enough of the humility. I heard about your heroics in the capital even here, you know. Well, some of those rumors are exaggerated. If anything, my failures.
己に恥じぬことをしているのです。何を恥ずかしがることがあります。
Don't talk like that. You did a very honorable thing, and there's no shame to it.
それにあなたがここにいる。
And it
そ
led
れ
you
だけで皆が安心するのですから。
and it led you here, home. Everyone is resting. Just a little easier knowing you're here with us again, you know?
そんなあなたが今日はどうかしたの？
But enough of that. What coaxed you out of that old castle today, then? Hmm? Carefully, I unloop a basket from my arm and present it to her, full to bursting with freshwater fish. This morning's catch was especially bountiful. The fishmongers presented me with some of the surplus. So I thought I'd bring it by.
まあ
My. That she breaks into a pleased smile.
それなら塩焼きがいいかしらね。少しはゆっくりしていけるのでしょ？
Then I suppose I'll make salt grilled. You have some time, don't you, dear? Stay a while. His mother moves to rise. I put my hand to her shoulders gently, non-verbally asking her to stay seated. None of that now. Allow me.
オシュトルの手料理なんて久しぶり。
Haha, Oster. Cooking for me? I can't remember the last time I had a meal you prepared.
それじゃあ、あなたに任せましょうか。
I'll leave it to you then. She looks happy. Suddenly, I'm glad I came. Then a held sigh of relief, I think back to my exchange with Nico this morning.
見舞う母様を
A visit? See mother? Yes. Though Nico's tone is doubtful, I nod with firm resolve. She lives on her own, and with a disability, her eyes, it seems only natural that I could try to visit and take care of her when possible. I'm sure the neighbors help her, but it would probably put her mind at ease to have family around.
それはそうかもしれないですけどダメなのです。もしバレたらお体が丈夫ではない母様にはこの上ない毒になるです。
That may be true, but if she finds out the truth, it may be disastrous. For us, for her. Be that it may, I think keeping my distance from her would be unhealthy.
それはそうかもしれないですけど
Perhaps, but there's nothing to worry about. I just want to give her some peace of mind. Sooner or later, I won't have the time to do this. I'd rather not regret missing my chance. I want to do everything I'm supposed to do as the man I've become.
兄様
Dear brother. With some difficulty, I sprinkle the fish meat in salt and begin preparing it. Mother speaks with wistful, nostalgic as I worked. The old eyes turn vaguely toward the kitchen.
そういえば、昔はよくこうして手伝いをしてくれましたね。
Now that I think back, you used to cook for us quite a bit before you left, didn't you? All the practice meant I was never at the mercy of battlefield rations. Of course, my skills still pale in comparison to yours, Mother.
目のことがなければ、一緒に都へついて行って、あなたに不自由な思いをさせなかったのだけれども。
If it wasn't for my sight, I'd have come with you to the capital. I'd have taken care of you. Nightly home cooking, dear. Considered it. Perhaps all the same, I'm all right as long as I know you're doing well for yourself, Mother.
そうは言ってもね。私の代わりに誰か一緒にいられればいいのだけれども。
I know that, but if someone were there to care for you in my place, at the very least, Nico sees to my needs when I forget myself.
そうね。あの子は世話焼き屋さんだものね。
I suppose you're right. She really does look out for her brother, doesn't she?
でも、猫ねは猫ねで心配だわ。あの子は賢いのだけど、堅くななところがあるから。
I worry about her. For all her brilliance, that child's stubborn streak will make nothing but problems for her.
あの子を理解してくれる良い人がいてくれるといいのだけれども。
It's all I can do to hope she'll find someone who understands her. Mother turns to me suddenly.
そういえば、都から連れてきた方の中に何人か女の子がいたようだけれど、もしかして心に決めた方などいるのかしら。
Come to think of it, Oster, a little bird told me you have quite a few eligible young ladies in your routine. Don't be shy now, dear. Anyone special? No, I I pause for a moment, gather my thoughts so I can answer clearly. Right now, I don't have the time for any of that. I don't spare much thought for it.
そうそうね
I see. Mother falls silent for a moment, seemingly reflecting on my answer, then speaks.
まだまだ長生きしなくてはいけないみたい
It seems I'll have to live a little bit longer then.
孫を抱くまで死んでたまるものですか
Oh, yes, no shuffling off for me until I have a grandchild to hold. That's decided. As long as you're taking care of yourself.
ごちそうさまでした
That was delicious, dear. Finishing up her plate, Mother stealthily tries to raise with the dishes. Mother, please, I'll clean up.
あら天下のウコンエ大将が洗い物をするなんてみんな驚くでしょうね
Oh, how scandalous. The Imperial Guard of the Right, washing my dishes like a manservant. Before I am Imperial Guard, I am your son. I'll massage your soldiers when I'm done with the dishes.
あらあらどういう風の吹き回しかしら
My, picking up massage. What's come over you? An acquaintance of mine is versed in the art. I think I can imitate them well enough. Mother squints at me with her blind eyes, then breaks into a smile.
そうねそれじゃあお願いしようかしら
Well, I suppose I shouldn't look a gift whopper in the mouth now, should I? Mother, can you say if I'm pushing too hard?
大丈夫よとてもいい感じ
It's fine, dear. More than fine. I feel very good. She replies in a sweet, relaxed voice. If there's any other stiff places, please tell me. Before I can finish my thought, she cuts me off.
ねえオシトル
Oster? Yes?
何かあったのではありませんか
Did something happen?
あなたは親孝行な子ではあったけれど少し母に構いすぎではないかしら
You were always a considerate boy, especially toward family. But why all this attention so suddenly? That... Has she figured it out? No, it doesn't seem like it. I squared my posture again before I respond. Right now, things are peaceful, such that I can afford to spend my time on my beloved mother. But this peace is temporarily. There will come a time when I cannot make these visits so easily. So I wish to do what I can now, before that time comes.
それだけ
Is that it? She looks directly at me, as though her unfocused eyes can penetrate my back, and I can feel my very heart freeze in my chest. A son worries for his mother. That's all.
そう
I see. Her voice carries a note of disappointment. Mother says nothing more, but that is in itself is agonizing. The silent thwart twists my gut. That's right. She has to stay in the dark. It'll be the easiest for her that way. And I'll see to everything that Aster can't do for her anymore. This is the least I can do to atone for my sin, my terrible deception. Mother?
あら今度は何
Oh, what now, dear? Why have you not had your eyes examined?
でももうクスシ様に
But the apothecary already... I think a second opinion may be in order. Please, if nothing else, it will ease my worries.
そうねあなたがそう言うなら
Well, if you say so. Hearing her say that, I stand and circle around to her front. Let's go then.
まあ今から
Goodness, right now? Best to live in the moment, is it not? Here, lean on my shoulder. Mother hesitates a moment, seemingly deliberating on whether she should accept.
猫根に聞いたわ 戦いの傷がまだ癒えていないのだとか。無
Nico
理をしたらダメよ。
Nico told me your wounds aren't fully healed yet. You shouldn't push yourself. Are you sure? I can hardly call myself general if I can't even support my own mother. Mother sighs with resignation, capitulating and leaning against me to steady herself.
あなたはいつも決めたことを曲げない子だったものね。
You never were the type to give up once you set your heart on something. Let's be on our way, Mother. Hallway. Achoo!
オシトル様、もしかしてお風邪を？
Sir Oster, have you taken ill? Lady Ruthie, no. I just seem to handle the cold poorly when it sets in at night.
ならば良いのですが。
I hope that's the case, and not a sickness.
この辺りはもともと帝都よりも寒い土地ですから。
The weather here is much colder than it was in the capital, after all. Perhaps you're right. I should start wearing more layers if I want to keep my health.
それでしたら、オシトル様。
If that's the case, Sir Oster,
私の部屋に寄っていただけませんか？
would you, mind stopping by my room? I came to Ruthie's room as requested. Now what?
それでは、そこに立って両腕を上げてもらえませんか？
Alright, could you, stand just there and lift your arms for me, please? My arms, like this.
はい。しばらくそのままで。
Yes, and just, hold them like that for a moment more. What? Okay. Watch the hands. My pits are ticklish. Ruthie feels at the shape of my chest, then my sides, holding the string in loose fingers. What is she doing with that?
こちらも失礼します。
Excuse me again. Could this be... Lady Ruthie, are you taking my measurements?
はい。もう終わりましたので。
Yes. Or rather, I was. I'm finished now. I see. And just what are you planning to do with them?
皆さんの襦袢を縫わせていただこうかと考えておりました。
I was thinking of sewing everyone some juban. Juban, huh?
この土地は寒いですから、お召し物は多い方がいいかと。
We're up in the cold parts of the Empire. Extra underclothes would probably help.
アンジュ様、お召し物を用意する間もなく、帝都から出てしまいましたから。
And Princess Aju, didn't have any time to pack clothes when we fled the capital, so...
それに、できれば皆様の分もよろしければ。
I thought as long as I'm making one for her, everyone else could probably use an extra layer. I'm sure they'll appreciate the gifts, but everyone? You plan on sewing them all yourself?
私にできることはこのぐらいですから。
It's all I can really do to help, so... You do a great job already. The cleaning, for example.
昼間はそうですが、夜は手すさびというのも失礼ですが、手が空いておりますから。
During the day, yes. But at night, perhaps it's rude to say so, but I need something to keep myself occupied.
まずはオシトル様の分を作らせてもらえませんか？
So, if I may, Sir Oster, shall I make yours first? I will be grateful for that, but you're certain you won't be overextending yourself?
いえ、大丈夫です。それに、これならば当面手が空くこともなくなりますし。
No.
何かしていた方が。
I'm alright.
途切れるんです。
She stops. She stops a lot. No, I'm alright. Besides, filling my empty time like this, having distractions is nice.
お願いいたします。どうかお任せいただけないでしょうか。
Please, let me do this for you. Very well. Do as you see fit.
はい、ありがとうございます。
I will. Thank you. Still, she says she's fine, but I can't help but worry she's straining herself. Maybe I can ask someone of the court ladies to help her.
オシュトル様はお好みの色や布はありますか？
Sir Oster, is there a color of fabric you prefer? Oh, not particular.
では、私の見立てで選ばせていただきますね。
I'll use my own discretion then. And just like that, she's already pulling supplies out of her trunk. She's laser focused on making this juban. These juban. I'll leave you to your work then.
はい、わざわざありがとうございました。
Yes, thank you for stopping by. Not at all.
白様ならどんな色がお似合いになったでしょうか？
Sir Haku. What color would he have liked, I wonder?
あの方ならどんな仕立てが？
What would have looked best on him? I think I'm gonna have to stop. My throat's not doing so well right now. So let's just save. And we pick up more of this tomorrow. But yeah, my throat is a little not rough, but I got stuff. Feels stuffy. So we'll pick this up tomorrow. I hope you like what you saw. Please hit the follow button if you did to receive notifications when I go live. I hope to see it will be 11 a.m. U.S. Central Time when I go live once more. Hope to see you again then. Goodbye and good day.